I'm sure many of you have reached the stage of a desexualized brain, yet you have this built up energy where you don't know where to apply this energy to. I personally always have high energy and I always need to find something to expend it on. So the great thing is that you can spend this energy on anything that you want to do. What should you do after you desexualize your brain? So the first thing you can do is apply your energy towards your passion and work. So for some background, when I was working, I felt like I needed to work, and working is tiring. I'm sure every single one of you has worked before and you felt tired and exhausted after that 8-hour shift or 6-hour shift. So the great thing that you can do is use that pent up energy that you have towards your work. So work more hours, because this will expend more energy and make you more tired. And the reason why it takes up a lot of energy is, it could use a lot of brain power. You have to deal with more people, or you have to deal with problems. And also with work, the environment of the work you're in can also be high stress, which consumes the energy that you have. Either way, I enjoyed using my energy. I still, to this day, enjoy using my pent up stored energy towards work. Putting more hours in and enjoying that stressful, chaotic environment. And also, I like to put this towards passions. So this YouTube channel is one of my passions. And I like to spend a lot of time working on this, scripting, editing, making sure new content is better, making sure this channel and each video is improving, but also expanding this business, making sure the channel is growing. So from what I've learned from my past is that if I don't have anything that I can expend my energy on, especially if it's work that is easily tiring, I do feel that high energy at the end of the day, or even at the beginning of the day, where I'm like, wow, I need to expend all of this. I don't know how, I don't know where. And the only thing I can be attracted to is the degenerate things that I told myself I don't want to do, or go down that path. So what I've found was that when I was working, I always felt tired. And when I came back after a long restaurant shift, after I eat, I'm like, wow, I'm all spent, I'm tired, I just want to go to sleep. But if you didn't do work and you reached the end of the day where you have high energy, high drive, and you're like, what can I do? I feel this high energy, high drive, and I don't know what to spend it on. You'll start to do those degenerate things. And with work, like I said, you can work on a passion project. So pick a passion project to expend your energy on. So if you're like me, put more work into your YouTube channel, your passion project, and work more hours. If it's a part-time job, like if you're a student like me, or you have a full-time job, work more hours, be more proactive in that work. Because when you come home after you work out or whatever, you don't have that much energy left to be spent on the degenerate things. And at the end of the day, nothing is wrong with making more money. So go make more money. So the second thing is to exercise and to add hard workouts. What I've found when I have been training for track is that track is a hard sport to do. Many of you think, oh, you just run and lift, blah, blah, blah. But as a sprinter, you put a lot of force into the ground, and this takes up a lot of energy and a lot of stress onto your body. So whenever I've worked out plus worked, I had no energy to be spent on anything else. And even on days where I don't work and I work out, I feel like I have no energy to spend it on anything except, this passion project, YouTube, things like that. But also in the end, I usually have built up stress and energy, which I can use working out as that outlet. And even after I work out, even though I'm exhausted or I'm tired, I feel more relaxed, which is a good thing, because sometimes when you come back home and you're stressed, you also start doing those degenerate things, because that stress is a form of energy that you feel. And that energy would make you want to spend it on something else. As a man, you should be working out. You should be strengthening your body, getting more power, but also striving towards peak fitness. And with doing hard workouts like sprint workouts or even long distance runs like 10 miles plus, doing these hard workouts condition your mind. And when you condition your mind, you're able to do harder things. And if you always pick the easy route, especially with your workouts, like, oh, I'll just be on the stationary bike for 5 to 10 minutes. I don't want to sweat. I don't want to feel bad afterwards. That means that you're conditioned to always pick the easy route. So when I was in my alone season, which I know a lot of you are in, I focused on myself and I started to work out in the morning. So I was running and then I lifted. Sometimes I did 3 days when I had track practice afterwards, which I suggest not to do. If you get the picture, I ran in the morning, lifted either after class or right after if I don't have class in the morning. That was my training schedule. And when it started to be like fall, transitioning to winter, that time sucked because it was cold, it is foggy, and it does not feel great in the mornings, especially when you have to wake up at 5:30, go to the track at 6, do a hard workout, lift, and then continue with your day. And like I said, sprint workouts can be disgusting. And from a personal experience, I know some of you are track people, but for me, whenever I run in the morning when it's early, it's cold, that's just not a fun feeling. But that is what a hard workout is. A hard workout is when you don't want to work out, and it also puts somewhat of a high stress on your body and your mind. But if you're new to exercising and you don't know what you want to do or what to pick, I suggest to pick a cardio workout and then pick the gym. So cardio workout can be running outside, biking, or even running if you want, or jogging. I suggest jogging, running. Might be like, both jogging, sprinting, but I don't suggest a sprint if you've never sprinted before. So do some cardio workout. It could even be boxing, and then do the gym. And what does doing the gym mean? That means doing strength workouts. So doing the bench press, squats, things like that. So one, you have heart health, but two, you also build strength for your body. So if you want a workout plan, or you want to get better at the gym, or if you want to get your schedule aligned and get your life back on track, schedule a free call with me in the link down below. The last thing you can do is to build something. And this sort of ties in with the first point, but this emphasizes creativity. For me, when I'm looking back, like 4 years ago, my focus was to build short form content. So I don't know if you have stuck with me for a while, but back then, before I started a YouTube channel, my focus was to make short form content. And I started on Instagram, then I put it on TikTok, and I started making Instagram and TikTok my main platforms. But as time progressed, I valued long form content like this. And the reason why is because I don't really agree with the short form content of attracting your brain, putting in high dopamine, making a catchy phrase or a catchy hook just to draw your attention, just to not really give you valuable information. It's kind of like brain rot, that brain rot content that you see on social media. I don't agree with that. But also, on a business standpoint, for me, I wanted to build my personal brand, but since the younger generation only uses like Instagram and TikTok, not really YouTube, because they don't have the attention span anymore to watch these YouTube videos, now I'm starting to shift to have it hybrid. So instead of being radical of like, I don't want to do any more short form content, now I'm thinking I want to start up these shorts again, just because it helps with people who don't have enough time to consume my content, just to get the right advice, but also as an advertising platform for this YouTube channel, because I need to grow it. I want to help more people. So in order for me to help more people, to gain more exposure, I need to put short form content on more platforms. But this is what I'm saying. You have to build something. When I talk about this, I feel high energy. So when I am building something, I'm able to use a lot of energy, because one, it takes creativity and energy and time. So if you don't have something like that, like this YouTube channel and this video, this process takes a lot of time. And with time, it takes a lot of energy. And you could do the same by finding something that you want to build. So the reason why I'm trying to build this YouTube channel, this YouTube brand, and improve it, it's to influence and build something positive for the world to consume. And when I am working towards that vision and making sure that more people see these type of videos, I start to feel great. But like I said, when you are building something, this usually tends to take up a lot of more energy than just working a 9-to-5 job. If you have high energy like me and a high drive, this is a good thing, because if your work is not cutting, then you can go to that passion or that project that uses a lot of creativity, which then just use up all your energy, and then you're good for that day. And with work, if you only work, sometimes this type of work, like if you're doing a service job, swim instructor, being even an engineer, sometimes you're swayed to not be as creative as you should be. So having a passion project that instills creativity and uses that creativity energy, this helps with decreasing a lot of that built up energy that you have. With having that creative project, this instills in your mind that you can still be creative and you can be practicing being creative. Even at work, you can be creative, and this becomes a great thing to do. And with owning a creative project like a YouTube channel, you are the leader. You are the one who decides what to do, what to make. And this means you have more freedom of choice. At work, you may not have that freedom of choice. So having a project allows you to have that freedom of choice. But also with that freedom of choice, having that freedom and making that decision takes up a lot of energy as well, which is a good thing because you don't want that energy. So for example, when I'm making content, I must decide what I want to film, what the script should be, what the topic should be, and when I should film this. And after that process, when I get the raw footage, I have to decide, how do I want to edit this? Do I want to send it to an editor? How do I want this business to be run? No one is going to tell you what to film. It's your decision. It's your creative energy. In the end, what I've found is that you will have high energy. It's inevitable. But you should be using this energy that you have on rewarding actions. So work more hours to get your money right. Exercise to be strong and fit. Do projects that require you to use creative energy. This is how you expend your energy properly. If you're someone who lacks being present, like me, then I suggest you to watch this next video right here.